The rain fell in sheets across a Strayport city, turning the gritty industrial sector into a maze of reflective puddles. Eli Mercer pulled his worn jacket tighter around his shoulders. As he trudged home from another 14-hour shift at Donovan's repair shop, the city's famous orbital rings glowed faintly through the storm clouds. Above, a reminder of the prosperity that never quite trickled down to the lower districts at 24. Eli had the calloused hands of someone twice his age. His small apartment waited 6 blocks away, barely heated but at least dry. He'd been saving for months to buy a new compression coil for his project. An atmospheric skimmer he was rebuilding from salvaged parts. One day, it would be his ticket out of here. A flicker of movement caught his eye as he passed the abandoned hydroponic warehouse. Something or someone huddled against the rusted doorframe, shivering violently. "Hello?" Eli called, approaching cautiously. The figure flinched, drawing deeper into what appeared to be a travel cloak, now soaked through. In the dim light, Eli couldn't make out much, except for an unusual shimmer to their skin. "You shouldn't be out in this," Eli said, crouching down. "Storm's only getting worse, and night patrols don't take kindly to loiterers." A soft melodic voice answered in halting English. "Transit. Malfunction. No, ... communication." Eli recognized the accent immediately. Not human. Since first contact 30 years ago, aliens had become a common sight in metropolitan areas, but rarely in this part of town. This one seemed lost and distressed. "Look, my place isn't far," Eli offered, surprising himself. "It's nothing fancy, but it's dry and warm." The stranger hesitated, then nodded once. As they stood, Eli caught a glimpse of delicate features and unusual eyes that reflected light like a cat's. By the time they reached his apartment, the stranger was barely standing. Eli helped them to his couch and quickly prepared a cup of hot tea and a bowl of his homemade stew, the last of it, though he didn't mention this fact. "Thank you," the stranger said, voice clearer now. "I am not accustomed to your weather patterns. Strayport's famous for its flash floods," Eli explained, handing over a towel. "You're welcome to stay until morning. Transit systems should be running again by then." The stranger nodded, removing their hood to reveal a face that was humanoid, but distinctly alien, with elegant features. High cheekbones and skin that held a faint, silvery sheen. "I am Kel," they said simply. "Eli Mercer." He smiled, pretending not to notice as Kel hungrily devoured the stew. "What brings you to this part of the city?" "We don't get many visitors down here, especially not off-worlders." "A research expedition," Kel answered vaguely. "It was not proceeding as anticipated." Eli nodded, not pushing further. "Everyone had their secrets in Astroport. Well, you're welcome to my couch for the night. I've got an early shift tomorrow, but help yourself to whatever's in the kitchen." That night, as rain drummed against the windows, Eli fell asleep, unaware that this simple act of kindness would soon change the course of his life forever. 3 weeks after the storm, Eli had almost forgotten about his mysterious visitor. Kel had left before dawn with nothing but a handwritten note of thanks, elegant script on the back of Eli's electric bill. Life had continued its familiar rhythm of long shifts and late nights tinkering with his skimmer until today. "Mercer." Donovan bellowed across the shop floor. "There's someone here for you." "Looks important." Eli wiped grease from his hands as he approached the front counter, where a tall woman in a crisp business suit waited. Her features were human, but her tablet displayed the distinctive logo of Celestial Technologies, the most prominent alien-human joint venture in Astroport. "Mr. Mercer?" she asked, extending a hand. "I'm Sophia Chen, HR Director at Celestial. We'd like to offer you an interview." Eli blinked. There must be some mistake. "I never applied, no mistake," she interrupted, handing him a sleek envelope. "Your presence is requested tomorrow at 10 a.m. Transportation will be provided. The position is for a specialized mechanical engineer in our prototype division." Before he could ask any more questions, she was gone, leaving Eli staring at an invitation card embossed with silver constellations. The next morning, a sleek hovercar with tinted windows collected Eli from his apartment building, drawing curious stares from his neighbors. As they ascended toward the elevated platforms of the corporate sector, a straightforward, stark economic divide became visible, the industrial haze below, giving way to gleaming towers and manicured green spaces. Celestial Technologies occupied a breathtaking campus of interconnected domes, each housing different research divisions. The central building resembled a massive crystal, refracting sunlight in dazzling patterns. "This way, please," a receptionist guided him. Through security scanners that hummed as they detected his prosthetic forearm, a relic from a childhood accident that he'd modified himself. Over the years, he was led to a circular room with panoramic windows overlooking the city. A single person waited inside, a woman with striking purple skin, luminous eyes, and dark hair that seemed to shimmer with tiny points of light. Her business attire was impeccably tailored, but couldn't hide her otherworldly grace. "Eli Mercer," she said, her voice melodic yet professional. "I'm Niera Zilvari, Director of Human Zenith Relations." Recognition dawned slowly. You were." A smile touched her lips. "Not exactly. The person you assisted was my father, Tamer Zilvari. He was conducting research on human social dynamics when his environmental suit malfunctioned during the storm." "Your father," Eli repeated, stunned. "So Kel was... pseudonym." "My father is not merely a researcher, but the founder of Celestial Technologies and a prominent member of the Zenith Consortium." She gestured for him to sit. "He was deeply moved by your kindness offered without expectation of reward or recognition." Eli shifted uncomfortably. "Anyone would have done the same." "That's precisely the point, Mr. Mercer. They didn't." Niera's eyes studied him with intensity. "We've reviewed your work history and personal projects. Your mechanical aptitude is exceptional, particularly your modifications to standard tech. We'd like to offer you a position on our adaptive technology team." She slid a contract across the table. The salary figure made Eli's eyes widen. "This is generous, but why me? There must be thousands of qualified engineers." "We value ingenuity and character equally, Mr. Mercer." Niera leaned forward. "Sometimes the most important innovations come from unexpected places and people." Eli's first month at Celestial Technologies passed in a blur of innovation and adjustment. His new workspace overlooked the engineering bay where human and alien technologies merged into extraordinary new forms. His team included 2 other humans, a Zenith engineer named Taval, and an AI interface named Arya. Despite his initial discomfort with the corporate environment, Eli found himself thriving. His experience repurposing discarded tech gave him insights his formerly educated colleagues lacked. When traditional approaches failed, Eli's unorthodox solutions often succeeded. What he hadn't expected was Niera's continued presence in his life. As liaison between humans and Zenith, she frequently visited their lab. But Eli noticed she lingered near his workstation, asking questions that extended beyond professional curiosity. "Your approach is fascinating," she commented one evening as they were alone in the lab. Eli was modifying a neural interface intended for humans with mobility limitations. "You see connections others miss. When you grow up making do with whatever's available, you learn to be creative," he replied. Aware of her proximity as she leaned over his shoulder, "It's more than that," she insisted. "You approach problems without preconception. It's refreshing." Something in her tone made him look up. Their eyes met, and for a moment, neither spoke. The following week, Niera invited Eli to join her for a demonstration of Zenith cultural traditions. What he'd expected to be a formal corporate event turned out to be a small gathering in a botanical garden within the Celestial campus. "These flowers are from my homeworld," Niera explained, guiding him through luminescent blooms that seemed to respond to their presence. "They synchronize with bioenergetic fields, a simple form of communication." As she spoke, the nearest flowers shifted from blue to a deep purple that matched her skin tone. "And now they're responding to you," she said softly. Indeed, where Eli's hand passed near the plants, they glowed with warm amber light. "What does that mean?" Niera's expression was unreadable. "It means they find your energy... compatible with mine." Late-night project deadlines became late-night conversations. Eli learned about Zenith culture, their emphasis on collective harmony balanced with individual purpose. Niera discovered Eli's passion for ancient Earth music, and his dream of someday seeing the stars up close. "Why haven't you applied to the space program?" she asked one night as they shared a meal in the empty cafeteria. "Your technical skills would easily qualify you," Eli gestured to his prosthetic arm. "Automatic disqualification. They only take physically intact candidates." Anger flashed in Nyara's eyes. "That's absurdly primitive thinking. It's just how things are," he shrugged. "Perhaps," she said, "but not how they should be, or how they will remain." As weeks passed, the boundaries between them blurred. Professional admiration evolved into personal connection. Eli found himself noticing small details, how Nyara's skin seemed to shimmer when she was excited, the way she tilted her head when considering a complex problem, how her fingers lingered when they exchanged tools or documents. Yet beneath their growing closeness, Eli sensed something unspoken. Sometimes he caught Nyara watching him with an expression that seemed almost guilty, as though she carried a secret that weighed heavily on her conscience. Whatever it was, created an invisible barrier between them, one that neither seemed ready to address. The breakthrough came suddenly. Eli's modifications to the neural interface had exceeded all expectations, allowing unprecedented precision in controlling robotic prosthetics with thought alone. The project was fast-tracked for immediate development, with Celestial's board of directors requesting a special presentation. This could change everything, Nyara told him, eyes bright with excitement as they prepared for the demonstration, not just for humans, but for interspecies medical technology. The morning of the presentation, Eli arrived early to find Toval, his Zenith colleague. Reviewing data in the lab, Eli Toval acknowledged, his usual formality tinged with something like concern. "There is information you should possess before today's meeting." "What's wrong?" Eli asked, suddenly anxious. "Is there a problem with the interface?" "The technology is flawless," Toval assured him. "It is the context of your recruitment that troubles me." Nyara should have disclosed this herself, but our customs sometimes conflict with human notions of transparency. With methodical precision, Toval explained, Eli's chance encounter with Tamer Zilvari had been anything but random. The Elder Zenith had identified Eli months earlier through his repair shop records. Recognizing his unique approach to mechanical problems, the storm, the breakdown, all carefully orchestrated to test Eli's character before recruitment, "You were always the intended candidate," Toval concluded. "Your kindness merely confirmed what they already suspected, that you would be receptive to Zenith collaboration in ways others might not." Every interaction, every moment with Nyara, now cast in a different light. Had her interest in him been genuine, or merely part of her father's elaborate recruitment strategy? When Nyara arrived, she immediately sensed something was wrong. "Eli, what's happened? Were you ever going to tell me?" he asked quietly. "That none of this was coincidence? That your father deliberately placed himself in my path?" The color drained from Nyara's face, her purple skin taking on a silvery pallor. "I wanted to tell you so many times, but you didn't," Eli interrupted. "I've been here for months thinking I earned this position. That our—" He hesitated, unable to name what had grown between them. "That everything was genuine." "It is genuine," Nyara insisted, stepping toward him. "The methods of your discovery may have been calculated, but everything since has been real. My father identified your potential, yes, but I've come to see so much more in you." The boardroom was already filling with executives and investors. Their demonstration couldn't wait. "We need to do this now," Eli said coldly. "We'll talk after." The presentation proceeded flawlessly on the surface, the neural interface responding to test subjects with unprecedented accuracy. Eli spoke mechanically about technical specifications, while Nyara handled questions about implementation. To observers, it was a triumph of interspecies collaboration. Only Toval noticed the painful distance between them. Afterward, Eli found himself on the observation deck, staring out at Astroport spread below. The city lights blurred through unshed tears of anger and disappointment. "I never meant to deceive you." Nyara stood in the doorway, her professional composure gone. In its place was vulnerability Eli had never seen before. "Then why did you?" he asked without turning. "Because I was afraid," she admitted, moving to stand beside him. "At first it was just my duty to integrate you into the company. But then I began to feel things no Zenith has ever documented toward a human. I feared if you knew the truth of your recruitment, you would question everything else, including what's grown between us." Eli finally looked at her. "And what exactly has grown between us, Nira?" Her eyes met his, unguarded at last. "Something neither of our worlds has a proper name for yet." 3 days of silence stretched between them. Eli continued his work, but the joy of creation had dimmed. He considered resigning, returning to his old life in the lower districts, but the thought felt like surrender, not just of opportunity, but of something far more precious. On the 4th day, Eli received a message, not from Nayara, but from Tamar Zilveri himself, requesting a private meeting at the celestial spaceport. The elder Zenith awaited him beside a small interplanetary vessel, his tall figure dignified despite advanced age. Up close, the family resemblance to Nira was unmistakable in the angle of his cheekbones and the intensity of his gaze. "My daughter believes she has lost your trust irreparably," Tamar said without preamble. "She has requested reassignment to our homeworld outpost." The news struck Eli like a physical blow. "She's leaving?" "Not yet." I delayed approval. Tamar's eyes studied him carefully. "Before making my decision, I wished to understand yours." "Mine. Yes. Humans place great value on how relationships begin. First impressions, origin stories. Zenith focus on patterns over time, the accumulation of choices that reveal true character." Tamar gestured to the ship beside them. "This vessel contains something I believe will help clarify your perspective." Eli found not cargo, but a holographic display of his life's work. Every repair job, every modification, every creative solution he'd implemented over the years, culminating in his recent innovations at Celestial. "We did not choose you by chance," Tamar acknowledged, "but neither did we manufacture the qualities that made you valuable to us. Your compassion toward a stranger in need, that was entirely your decision." With no expectation of reward, Tamar activated another display, showing Nayara in her office, working tirelessly on what appeared to be design modifications to Eli's neural interface. "She has been integrating your technology with our medical advancements," Tamar explained. "The result will make space travel and exploration possible for humans previously disqualified by physical limitations." Eli's throat tightened as he understood. "She's been doing this for me, for you, and for countless others. My daughter sees possibilities where others see barriers. A trait you both share." Tamar's expression softened. "Deception was never her intention, merely our cultural blind spot. In protecting our methods, we sometimes forget that humans need different kinds of truth than we do." Later that evening, Eli found Nayara in the botanical garden where they had first begun to understand each other. The luminescent flowers responded immediately to his presence, pulsing with amber light that intensified as he approached. She looked up, surprise giving way to cautious hope. "You came. I had an enlightening conversation with your father," Eli said, sitting beside her. The flowers around them shifted through spectrums of purple and gold, creating patterns where their colors merged. "He helped me see things from a different perspective." "And what did you see?" she asked softly. "That beginnings matter less than what we build together." Eli took her hand, marveling at how natural it felt, despite their physical differences. "I was hurt because I thought what we had wasn't real. But everything that matters, our work together, the way you challenge my thinking. How you understand parts of me no one else has bothered to see. All of that is real." Nayara's free hand touched his face with gentle wonder. "Among my people, there is no precedent for this. Some will not understand. Some of my people won't either," Eli admitted. "But maybe that's the point. We're creating something new, not just with technology, but with us." The announcement came 2 months later. Celestial Technologies would launch its first crewed research vessel to establish a permanent scientific outpost in the Alsoni system. The mission required both human and Zenith crew members capable of innovative problem-solving, in isolated conditions. Leading the engineering division would be Eli Mercer, alongside Zenith Cultural Liaison Niera Zilvari. On launch day, as a straight port shrank beneath them and Earth's atmosphere gave way to the star-filled expanse beyond, Eli stood at the observation window, his modified neural interface allowing him perfect control of the ship's mechanical systems. Niera joined him, her purple skin luminous against the backdrop of space. "Having second thoughts?" she asked. Eli smiled, taking her hand in his. Where their skin touched, a subtle glow emerged, their body's natural energy finding harmony. "Just as the flowers had shown months ago?" "Not one," he answered. "This is exactly where we're meant to be." As the ship accelerated toward distant stars, they stood together at the threshold of possibility, two beings from different worlds, united by a connection that transcended their origins. In the vast emptiness of space, they had found in each other something boundless, a love that could bridge galaxies and forge new paths across the stars.